This is the incredible story of a man who fought a battle between life and death, alone. For more than 400 days, in the world's largest and most unforgiving ocean, the Pacific. He survived the impossible and returned alive after 14 months, setting a world record. But what happened after his return was even more shocking. He ended up in jail. Want to know how and why? Watch the full video. Just hearing the name Pacific Ocean can make people nervous. Water covers 71% of the Earth's surface, divided into 4 major oceans: the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. Among these, the Pacific is the largest. Alone, it covers about 148 million square kilometers out of 165 million square kilometers of Earth. The ocean has very few islands, most of which are tiny. Some are so remote that no human has ever set foot on them. If someone gets lost in the Pacific, the chances of survival or even being found are nearly zero. Meet José Salvador Alvarenga. He holds the unbelievable record of surviving 14 months at sea. He drifted across the Pacific in a boat just 7 feet long. So small, he couldn't even lie down properly. His tale is one of pure faith, survival, and unimaginable endurance. It all began in November 2012. José was a 36-year-old seasoned fisherman living in Costa Azul, a small village in Mexico. On November 17, 2012, José and his friends set out to fish, just like any other day, in their tiny 7-foot boat. It had only one engine and a refrigerator. In 30 hours, they managed to catch just a few fish. Ready to return, they started their journey back. They were 120 kilometers off the coast when they noticed a terrifying storm heading their way. In panic, they abandoned their nets and sped toward the shore. After 6 hours of struggling, they were only 20 kilometers from land when disaster struck. The engine broke down. They could see their village. They could see the shore. But their boat stopped. With a radio, they sent their location to their boss and waited for help. But then, the worst happened. The radio battery died. Now, they could only watch helplessly as the storm approached. The wind and waves were so strong, they pushed the boat further and further out into the ocean. Soon, the land disappeared from view. By the time their message reached the boss, it was already too late. A search party was sent, but the boat was drifting fast. In just 5 days, it had traveled 450 kilometers away from the coast. The small size of the boat made it nearly impossible to spot. They had no flare gun, no fire, no way to signal for help. They had run out of food. They had no fishing gear as they had left their nets behind. As starvation set in, a bird landed on the boat. They tried to catch it, but failed. Eventually, another bird arrived. This time, they planned their attack carefully and succeeded. It became their only food. Drinking seawater is deadly. So they stored rainwater in plastic bottles. On days it didn't rain, they drank the blood of fish or turtles, if they were lucky enough to catch any. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The mental torture was beyond comprehension. After 4 months, José's friend gave up. Unable to cope, he took his own life. Now, José was alone, floating, surrounded by nothing but endless ocean. Based on estimated map coordinates, José was now drifting in the most isolated part of the Pacific, an area so quiet that only occasional cargo ships passed through. After 6 months, his loneliness peaked. But then, one day, he saw a ship, a cargo ship, his heart filled with hope. He screamed, waved, tried everything, but the ship was too far. They didn't see him, it passed by. Just imagine, after 6 months alone at sea, the first sign of human life appears, and then disappears. By month 11, José had traveled over 8,000 kilometers. His clothes were in tatters. He wore only an undershirt to protect himself from the sun. And then, finally, on January 30th, 2014, after 439 days lost at sea, something changed. He spotted coconuts floating nearby, then birds flying overhead. He knew land had to be close. In the distance, he saw an island. He paddled for half a day. When the boat was close enough, he jumped into the water and swam to shore. After more than a year, he felt solid ground under his feet again. He had reached Ebon Atoll, part of the Marshall Islands. It's one of the smallest inhabited islands in the world. It was sheer luck, or maybe a miracle, that the wind pushed his boat in the right direction. Had the current shifted, he might have missed the island entirely, and drifted thousands more kilometers toward the Philippines. After exploring, he found a house. A man stepped out. For the first time in 14 months, José saw another human. He broke down in tears. The local police arrived. José told them everything, but no one believed his story. Surviving 438 days in a tiny boat? Impossible, they thought. He contacted his boss, who confirmed José's identity, and that he had indeed disappeared over a year ago. But new trouble awaited. Since José had entered another country without a visa, he was detained briefly before being sent back to Mexico. Then came an even harsher blow. His friend's family accused him of murder, claiming he had killed and eaten his companion. After legal proceedings, no evidence supported the claim, and José was cleared of all charges. He later published a book, 438 Days, recounting his incredible journey. José's story is a living reminder that no matter how hopeless life may seem, there is always a way forward. Thanks for watching this inspiring story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life survival stories. See you in the next video.